locations here. And of course, to schedule a vaccine appointment, you can go to this website. It's ourshot.in.gov, or you can always call 211. Linda?
Corinne, thank you for all the updates. The governor's move, allowing local governments to take charge of mask-wearing policies, is drawing different reactions, as you might imagine, from business owners and other people in the Fort.
That's right. Fort Wayne's NBC reporter Jeff Newmeyer joins us live from the Hoppy Gnome downtown. He has more on what could be a big change for restaurants, stores, and for customers. Jeff.
Yeah, Tom, Linda, restaurants like this one, which enforces mask wearing for patrons who are walking around in the dining area. At times, these places hear complaints from both sides. You've got some folks who don't like being told that they have to wear a mask. Others believe restrictions should be more intense for safety's sake. Michael Galbraith, the head of Fort Wayne's Downtown Improvement District, representing the interests of about 80 restaurants and retail shops. He thinks the governor was right on target by lifting the state mandate, giving county health departments the power to establish their own safety measures and enforcement practices. You'll hear in a moment from Galbraith and folks we talked to on the street about this issue. The owner of Junk Ditch Brewing Company on West Main Street is a little nervous. Attempts that his particular staff might engage in to enforce mask wearing at his business will soon not have the clout of the governor behind them. But he says he will, for now, continue to make his employees wear masks and require customers to keep them on as they move around inside.
We try not to dip our toes into politics here at all. We want it to be a safe space where everyone can feel welcome here. And of course, everyone wants to return to normal. That'd be great. Nobody wants to wear these things all the time. We're doing it for our safety and for the safety of the people around us.
We've shown an ability here in Northeast Indiana to be smart in how we take advantage of the latitude that the governor and the laws have provided us. And we have not abused that latitude, and I don't expect us to abuse that latitude going forward. So all in all, I think yesterday's announcement was fantastic news for Northeast Indiana, Fort Wayne, and Allen County.
We're not ready to relax yet, no.
Are you fearful that they might relax it?
Yes, I'm very fearful, and I don't think they should.
Just, in other words,
we're not out of the woods yet.
I think we should allow businesses to do their own thing and just relax and let the mask go.
Are you tired of wearing it, or you think we don't need them anymore?
I'm tired of wearing it, and I don't think that we need it. I don't think it's preventing COVID.
Important to note, the mask-wearing mandate and capacity limits in businesses are still in force. Tom, Linda, there will be no changes until at least April 6th, and here in this county, maybe not significant change then, depending upon what Allen County's health commissioner comes up with. Back to you.
Yeah, Jeff, that's important to point out as we continue to talk about this, that it is still in effect, that mask mandate going to a mask advisory. That doesn't happen, as you said, until April 6th. Now, we talked with Republican Congressman Jim Banks about the governor's announcement to end the statewide mask mandate on April 6th. Here's part of what he had to say. Take a listen.
I'm glad to hear that we are making strides to end the mask mandate and lift the burdens and mandates on businesses throughout the state. I mean, the statistics and the science speak for itself. I mean, we've seen a substantial decrease in the number of COVID cases, and the death rate is substantially lower than it's ever been before.
The congressman also says a number of state legislators he's talked with agree with the governor's decision to lift the mask mandate.
The governor also announced that vaccine eligibility is set to open for all Hoosiers, again, older than 16, and this begins at the end of the month. We talked with a health expert from the IU School of Medicine who says this is an important step in moving forward.
Unless we get to herd immunity and most of the population is actually vaccinated, we will continue to be in that stage of the pandemic where we will have intermittent surges of the virus, increased or continued risk for having variants start circulating between us as long as the virus is circulating.
Again, Governor Holcomb saying at the end of this month, all Hoosiers age 16 and up will be eligible for the vaccine as long as the state has enough of them. All right, we're going to get to more coverage of the coronavirus crisis in a moment, but first we want to check on your weather for this Wednesday.
Yeah, the skyline looks great at this time of day, doesn't it? You're taking a live look from one of our Fort Wayne's NBC Skyview cameras. This one is on top of the Grand Wayne Center downtown. Cloudy day with a mix of sunshine too. Could rain be in your forecast though?
Let's find out from Chris. How you doing?
Well, we're wondering if the rain is going to be worse than the wind.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
And?
I think it's going to be close. The good news is this is all happening late tomorrow night, probably in the pre-dawn hours of Friday. That's good news. There is a high wind watch out in effect for the day on Friday with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. That includes the Fort Wayne metropolitan area. This is a high wind watch right now. It could either become a high wind warning or a high wind advisory. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Today, it was breezy, but those were warm winds. We've got at least to 70 degrees so far this afternoon. We'll talk about the rain threat, too, and the 4-degree guarantee. Those results a little later on tonight.
Chris, thank you. Auburn police need your help finding a shooting suspect. Today, officers released that sketch of the suspect. Police describe him as white, over 6 feet tall, more than 200 pounds. Officers were called to the Castle Court apartment complex just before 5 Saturday morning. We're told the suspect walked into the building, shot a 16-year-old girl. Police say she survived. If you know who the man is or you have helpful information, call the number at the bottom of your screen. Well, continuing now with our coronavirus crisis coverage, some numbers associated with the pandemic seem to be concerning to some health experts.
Yeah, the declines that we saw at the beginning of the year have stalled, and the head of the CDC says cases are increasing. Here's Mary Maloney with more.
COVID cases across the United States climbing.
I continue to be worried about the latest data.
The World Health Organization reports COVID deaths in a number of countries also going up.
We're not done with this pandemic.
But a year fighting the pandemic has left U.S. hospitals in shambles. According to a report from the Department of Health and Human Services Inspector General, medical workers suffer from burnout, trauma, and PTSD. Facilities are seeing higher turnover and staff shortages as hospitals attempt to stay afloat.
Discussing the morale of healthcare workers, the morale of the public, is the first step to really be addressing this crisis.
One shining light?
Hey, how are you?
Vaccinations.
We are now vaccinating between 16 and 20 million people a week.
And a growing number of states are expanding vaccine eligibility to anyone 16 years old and older.
The problem is there's still a lot of very vulnerable people in these states that haven't gotten a shot at all.
Especially in communities of color.
This is a matter of life and death for a lot of us because we have seen our parents, our brothers, our church members, our neighbors, our co-workers die from COVID-19.
The Biden administration pledged to get COVID vaccines to the vulnerable. But as states work toward that goal, health experts continue to warn of another surge.
I think that once more people are vaccinated, of course, it will move the clouds over and let the sun come through.
Mary Maloney, Fort Wayne's NBC.
What a way of putting it, huh? We'll focus back on the fort now. The St. Joseph Community Foundation received a big grant today to support COVID-19 vaccination efforts. That grant came from the Fallinger Foundation.